padded stock and muzzle brake, but everything came with a price. He'd also made one hell of a sniping rifle. Those big bullets flew fast and flat, and when one hit a mere human being, it commonly killed. Václav had picked off Germans out to 1.5 kilometers, and he'd picked off a German sniper specially sent out to get rid of him, a compliment he could have done without. Those 105s in the distance rumbled again. Again Jezik cocked his head to one side. This time, he didn't like what he heard. "Hit the dirt!" he yelled. He wasn't the only one. The cry went up in Czech and French. Even in his greatcoat, even with wool long johns, doing a belly flop into the snow wasn't his idea of fun. And the goddamn anti-tank rifle thumped him when he landed. The stupid thing wasn't content with bruising his shoulder every time he fired it. Oh no, it wanted to leave black and blue marks all over him. But snow and bruises weren't so bad, not when you set them alongside of getting blasted into ground beef. 6 shells came down not nearly far enough away from the Czech detachment. Fire at the heart of the burst. Dirt and black smoke rising from it. Fragments whining and screeching through the air. Václav had been through it more often than he cared to remember. It never got any easier. Nobody was screaming his head off. That was good, to say nothing of lucky. They'd flattened out soon enough, and none of the shards of steel and brass decided to skim the ground and bite somebody regardless. A couple of Czech soldiers started to get to their feet. "Stay down!" Sergeant Benjamin Halevi shouted from right behind Jezik. "They may not be done with us!" Sure as hell, another volley came in 1/2 minute later. One Czech swore and hissed like a viper, but only one. Bright red blood steamed in the snow under his leg. It didn't look like a bad wound, but then, any wound you didn't get yourself wasn't so bad. As the injured man bandaged around, Václav twisted around, trying his best to stay flat while he did it, and told the sergeant, "You may be a Jew, but at least you're a smart Jew." "Fuck you, Jezik," Halevi answered evenly. "If I'm so smart, what am I doing here?" He was red-headed and freckle-faced. He was a French non-com, not a Czech. His folks had brought him from Prague to Paris when he was little. Equally fluent in Czech and French, he served as a liaison between the government and exiles troops and his host country's army. Before the war started, Václav hadn't had much use for Jews. But in Czechoslovakia, and now here, he'd seen that you could count on them to fight the Nazis with everything they had. Anybody who'd do that was all right in his book. Plenty of Slovaks had thrown down their rifles and hugged the first German they saw. Slovakia was independent these days, though the next time Father Tiso did anything Germany didn't like would be the first. Since Halevi was a smart Jew, Václav asked him, "What do you think? Can we get up now? Or will those shitheads try to be really cute and throw some more shit at us?" "What did I do to deserve getting asked to think like a German all the time?" The sergeant seemed to aim the question more at God than at Václav Jezik. That was good. God might have an answer, and Václav sure didn't. After screwing up his features, Halevi went on, "I think maybe it's all right. Maybe?" "Yeah, me too. Come on, let's try it." Václav scrambled to his feet. Snow clung to the front of his greatcoat. He didn't try to brush it off. If it made him harder for the poor, shivering bastards and snow-spotted Feldgrau to spot, so much the better. Halevi followed his lead. So did the rest of the Czechs. They moved with no great enthusiasm, but they moved. Stretcher-bearers carried the wounded man back towards a dressing station. Some of the other guys eyed them enviously. They were out of danger, or at least in less of it, for a while. The German guns growled again. Jezik tensed.